Hello, everyone, and welcome to the DMV Football Gauntlet. My name's Matthew Heiserman, and today we are joined by three-star high school football recruit and Syracuse football commit Tyrell Grant Jr. Tyrell, it's great to have you on.
What's going on, Matt? Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And, getting right into it, can you kind of just give me the breakdown of what your football journey looked like from, when you first got into football, when you started playing, what that looked like, and, how it's kind of evolved from then?
Yeah, so I started playing football when I was around 5 years old, and what's pretty funny is I actually played offensive line and defensive line when I first started, just kind of
Mhm.
having fun, just running around, just kind of enjoying the sport. And then when I turned 8, I played under my dad, and that's when I first started playing quarterback. And then from then on, I progressed to another rec league. I played with the Shutdown Falcons from 10 to 11U, and then I started playing high school football JV, and eventually was moved up to varsity, and then here we are now.
And then when you first started playing football, did you start with flag? Did you go straight to tackle? Maybe you've done some 7-on-7. What does that kind of look like for you?
Yeah, I just went straight into it, straight
Mhm.
helmets and shoulder pads. I just got right to it, and the rest is history.
Absolutely. And as one of the top rated quarterbacks in the class of 2026, what's one thing that you really take pride in when it comes to your play style?
Yeah, so I take pride in showcasing my talents on the field. I like to show that I'm a pocket passer, but also I can make some work with my legs. So
Mhm.
kind of like being in that dual threat role. That's really big in just the world with quarterbacks now. So just making sure I'm showing my versatility and showing that I'm a great athlete on the field.
So you mentioned how you're a big dual threat quarterback. You can thrive as a passer and a runner. How important is that, as you kind of mentioned, as a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL nowadays, like Lamar Jackson and Jaden Daniels, are really able to thrive in that dual threat role?
Right. I mean, the NFL is picking up heavy. Like
Mhm.
D linemen now are running 4 or 5, and they're like
Right.
300, 400 pounds. So quarterbacks kind of have to show that they're an athlete. They gotta make moves sometimes. They gotta get out of the pocket and still be able to make a throw. So just just the competition just growing stronger on the defensive side. I mean, it's bringing an impulse, and so we got to develop as well as quarterbacks.
And then getting into the recruitment process a little bit, on January 10th, 2025, you received your first ever D1 offer from Cornell University. What did it feel like to receive that first offer? And, what was going through your mind during that moment? And then on top of that, were you kind of expecting your recruitment to pick up as much as it did over the next few months?
Yeah, I definitely expected it to pick up. Me and my dad, we always talked about it. When that first one came, we knew it was going to take off from there. We just had to stay consistent.
Mhm.
But just about the moment in general, I mean, it was awesome. I had my parents in there with me. We were definitely fired up about it. It was a lot of smiles, a lot of laughing, and kind of a relief feeling, because
Yeah.
it's been so much that's been going into it in terms of hard work, in terms of schoolwork, just making sure I'm checking all the boxes. So it was definitely great to see that I'm being noticed by college coaches, and I'm just not being thrown to the side. So it was amazing.
And then on June 18th, just a few weeks ago, you officially committed to play college football at Syracuse University. What really stood out to you about Syracuse? When did you know that they were the best option for you?
Yeah, I mean Syracuse, they're truly building a good culture over there. I mean, Coach Fran Brown, he's awesome. I mean, he really wants to develop his players. He wants to see
Yeah.
greatness in each and every one of them, and that's pretty rare in the college game now with NIL and the transfer portal. So when a coach is willing to let you into the family. They want to see you develop. They want to see you be great. I mean that just touched my heart and also my parents too. So it was just a good experience in terms of getting on campus, seeing how everything worked, and I just went with my heart, and the rest is history. Yeah.
So for you, what were some of the most important things? I know you mentioned coaching staff. What were some of the most important things you looked at when you were deciding on a school?
Yeah, so just building relationships and going where I was truly wanted. Like I touched on just now, like Coach Fran Brown, he really wanted to see me develop, and I can actually see that through a camp that I went to. When I
Mhm,
went to their camp in June, he was coaching me up a lot. It almost felt like a workout from the
mhm,
head coach himself. So it was just awesome. Just like building relationships and understanding where I'm truly wanted at.
yeah, 100%. And then you went on an official visit to Syracuse on June 16th, just 2 days before you announced your commitment. What were you kind of able to learn from that visit that really convinced you to commit there?
Right. We took a tour around the campus. We looked at some of the academic buildings. So we learned about the academics, and then we
Sure.
went on inside. We learned about the athletes' nutrition. We
Mhm,
learned about the training room, how everything works, and we were actually able to experience a practice. So that
mhm,
was pretty cool seeing the players being pumped up and stuff. So yeah, just kind of going through how a normal day would look for a Syracuse athlete, which was awesome.
mhm. And as a junior, you received a lot of Division One offers from schools such as William and Mary, Navy, and Army. What did the recruitment process look like for you as a whole?
Right. So it was kind of a slow burn for me.
Mhm,
Like you said, I received my offer a little bit later down the line in my junior year. But the biggest thing was just showing face. A lot of coaches wanted to see me in person. They knew by just looking at my Twitter, looking at my film, I was
mhm,
a really good athlete. But the biggest thing is just getting a set of eyeballs on you in person, and ultimately, they pulled the trigger on me, which I'm very grateful for.
mhm. And the DMV area is home to some of the most competitive football throughout the entire nation. How does that competition help you? What are you able to learn from the people you go up against?
Right? It just keeps me on my toes.
Mhm,
For example, I'm in the southeastern district. I'm 5'8" at Nez River High School, and I mean it's a tough district. I'll tell you that. And it just keeps me fired up and ready to go each week and every day too, making sure I'm staying on all bases, making sure I'm doing the right things because I know someone on the other team is coming for my spot. They coming
mhm,
to compete against me. So just having the opportunity to go out there and show myself and just
mhm,
just just be myself. Like that's what I'm
mhm.
looking forward
Yeah.
to.
Now you mentioned how during your visit to Syracuse, you kind of got to see what a day looks like for an athlete there. Now that you're in the off season, in high school and your recruitment is done, what does a typical day look like for you in terms of just practicing and training?
Right. So even in the off season, I try to stay as active as possible. Like me and my dad, we built half of our garage into a gym actually, so that's pretty convenient. I'll go in there 4 days out of the week in the morning times. I'll get a lift in,
Yeah.
making sure I'm doing my speed training, doing working the small muscle tissues in my legs. I'm working with my quarterback coach, Coach Tony Freeman at Quarterback Architects and like I said, just making sure I'm doing the right things, and of course, hydrating and eating the right things. That's also important as well.
Now, are there any quarterbacks in the NFL that you try and take inspiration from or model your game after?
Yes, sir. So Jaden Daniels, I mean,
Yeah.
he had an awesome rookie season this
Mhm,
year. I mean, the way he showcased being a dual threat quarterback, like
mhm,
you
yep.
mentioned a couple questions back. I mean, it's very vital in the game now. And another one I would want to say is Lamar Jackson,
Mhm,
two-time MVP winner. I thought he was going to win it again this year. He did really
mhm,
good as well, but I know he'll have another awesome season. He's going to get it next year. I'm pretty sure.
mhm,
But yeah, just those two being able to show their versatility on the field, show even quarterbacks can be heck of an athletes and get the
mhm,
job done. So yeah.
mhm. And when you're watching a game, what does that look like? I know you obviously probably watch some film, go back, but when you're watching it live, are you watching the whole game? Are you watching the quarterbacks? What are you paying attention to?
Yeah, so sometimes I'll catch myself pausing the game. I'll rewind a little bit, see
Yeah.
what the defense is doing, see how they shift. Just kind of looking at alignment, even at the NFL level, just trying to understand the game more. Like my parents, they'll tell me if I'm downstairs watching it with them, they'll tell me just go upstairs and watch it myself. I know I'm gonna keep playing it back. And
Mhm,
then yeah, and I'll study the quarterback sometimes, kind of look at their mistakes, look at what
mhm,
they did right, and possibly add some of their talents to my stuff. So
mhm. And, obviously, I think many people, actually, pretty much everyone knows that quarterback's the toughest position out there on the field. You have the biggest role, you have the most pressure. What's one thing the average football fan doesn't necessarily know about the quarterback position?
just the preparation in general for
Mhm,
the quarterback, it looks a lot different for other positions on the field. I mean, in a nationally televised football game, I mean the camera is on two people, the head coach and the quarterback.
mhm,
So the wins and the losses goes on them, the ups and the
mhm,
downs, that's all on the quarterback. So in terms of preparation, you got to know where your receivers are aligned. You got to move your running back. You got to make sure your line is set. You got to kind of see the play before it happens,
mhm,
and of
yeah.
course, looking at the defense and understanding what they're in. So you got the best understanding of your concept and knowing your play is going to work on them as well. So just the preparation part, it's a little bit different.
And then in terms of the mental side of the game, are there any pregame superstitions, maybe some music you like to listen to get yourself in the right mindset?
Yeah, so that's pretty interesting.
Mhm,
My mom, she actually she sends me like this tiger emoji or some
mhm,
images of a tiger to go out
mhm,
there and be a beast on the field. So that's pretty cool. And then, well, before the game starts, I'll listen to some music, kind of like some old school and new school R&B. I
mhm,
like listening to Brent Fires a little bit, get me in that mellow mode. So I'm making sure I'm staying even throughout the game, making sure I'm calm. You know, no, we just gonna go out there and dominate. So just kind of in a more chillax mood, if
mhm.
that makes sense.
Absolutely. And, during your final year playing high school football, are there any personal goals as well as team goals that you're looking to achieve?
Oh man, state champs.
Mhm,
I gotta get that ring this year. It's been on my mind for a long time, and
mhm,
fortunately, my season was taken away early last year, and I think we had a really good run. Well, I think we would have had a really good run for it last year.
mhm,
But this year I'm feeling really healthy. I'm feeling good, and the team and the energy just in general is just different because I think the seniors know what's at stake. I know it's at stake. Even the coaches. So I think everyone's really fired up. Everyone has the same mindset, and I know we're gonna go out there and get it this year.
Yeah, I love to hear that. Now, I do have one final question to ask before we wrap things up.
Sure.
What's one random fun fact about yourself, just so the people watching can get to know you a little better at a personal level?
Yeah, I mean, one thing about me, I guess you can say I'm kind of laid back. Like, I'm kind of chill.
Mhm,
I really don't like going out as much. I'd rather just stay in the house. I
mhm,
do some things with my parents. Maybe jump in the pool that's out back. So
mhm.
I like just chilling with my peoples, chilling with my friends, just building as much building relationships and building as much
Mhm.
memories as I can before I'm off to college and off to the next steps.
Yeah, 100%. With that being said, I can't thank you enough for coming on. Is there anything else you want to say to the people watching before we wrap things up?
Just one thing, just thank you for having me again,
Mhm.
man. This was awesome.
Of course, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to join me.
Yes.
Again, big thanks to Tyrell Grant Jr. for joining us on the DMV Football Gauntlet. And as always, we will see you next time.